Well, hi, how are you? It is Thursday. Started off as a weird day and it's turned into a great day. I think it's always having to remind yourself um, that life isn't always what you think it's going to be that day. I wish, it's too bad we can't have foresight and see things that change, how they change throughout the day, and how life gets better. But anyway, I kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. Super excited about tomorrow. I can't tell you how excited I am about tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to meet Sam for the first time. And hey James, how are you? Real excited about that. And apparently he's pretty excited too. I just got off the phone with his mom and kind of keeping her, prepped on what's happening, and so she knows kind of what to expect. And we got I got a lot of stuff to tell you. Hey buddy, about what's going on. There's just so much. Get almost Friday. Yeah, Friday's almost here, isn't it? That's kind of nice. I really do get into my Friday. When you still work, right? We still care about that stuff. So anyway, we'll see if they'll take it over there. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on. I got up this morning and I was pretty, I don't know if any of you guys, it's not like I'm crying or looking for sympathy, but we all have things we struggle with, and one of mine is I at times I do struggle with depression. Just one of those things. Comes on and you feel it, and I've learned over the years different coping mechanisms. I do not medicate myself. I don't have a problem with people who do, but for me, I think that's part of what makes me who I am. So it makes me more creative, I think, and I don't get suicidal or anything like that. I just get kind of down there. And so this morning I was really kind of bummed, and the first thing you want to do when you get in that place is you don't want to go do your routine. And so I forced myself to go to the gym, get in the car, slam on some loud music, to blast my head. And then it's funny how life works, is because then I went for a run, and I'm running the Doris Ranch Trail, and I'm going around one corner, and I come up, and here's this gentleman, probably in his 70s, in a wheelchair, and he has a Vietnam veteran's hat on his head. And so I'm kind of struggling with depression and feeling kind of shitty about myself, and my life and stuff. And it's not, like I said, it's not that big a deal. Hey Dennis, how are you? It's not something anybody needs to worry about. It's just things we go through, and I don't mind talking about it. It doesn't bother me. But anyway, here's this veteran sitting in a wheelchair. And so I stop my run and I say, so what war did you serve in? And he says, Vietnam. And I said, well, thank you for your service. And he looks at me and he gets this big smile on his face and he goes, thank you for thanking me. And so then we had a little conversation, and then I said, well, I should probably go. And I went off on my run, and I get back to where I end up. Hey Danny, how you doing, buddy? I get back to where my run ends, and I'm thinking, God, isn't that funny that guy gets put in my life? And before I get to the very end, I'm running by the bus station, and here's a gentleman I know, Nick Casa, and Nick's experienced his life in a wheelchair, and he's sitting at the bus station. So I run over there, and I got my shirt off because I like to run without, bare-chested, and it makes me feel better. And so I'm running. Hi, Kathy. And I'm running. I don't run over there and give him a big hug, take a little picture, and we had a little conversation. And so one by one, these people are becoming my medication. They're becoming my link to life. And let me take a slash. Here's what often happens for me. A depression moment comes after a real high, and I am so high right now because of what's happening tomorrow with Sam and his mom Brenda, and how the people have responded. But I get really into that, and it almost takes, it's like this huge high comes, and then I crash because I'm overworking, I'm thinking about it, I'm planning in my head. So that's when the depression kind of slips in. So it's not Sam's fault. I'm not saying that. These are moments I live for, but I know there's going to be a payoff or a pay, a cost, you know. And so I didn't see it coming, but I knew it was headed that way. So anyway, so it comes, and I'm, you know, like I said, I'm not suicidal or anything, so it's not anything. I'm not a problem. It's just my life. It's just who I am. So people help get me out of that. I am too, Craig. I am so happy he's getting this. I've had calls from people in Portland. I think I'm going to get him into the zoo. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like, people are coming in. Here's the best part. Okay, and then I'll continue. Let me continue in my story, okay, just for a little bit here. So then I'm driving down the road, and I met this new kid named Alex. He's becoming a good friend of mine. He's a nice kid. I really like him. And I'm driving down the street, and there he is in his truck. And I'm like, oh, there's another person. Another pill, you know, another piece of getting out of my funk. Then I got to meet this guy at a car wash show we did today, and he plays the Native American flute, which was just beautiful. You're riding through a car wash hearing this tone. And so there's another pill. And then I go with Katie Hallert from the Stellar Home team, and our show today was this demolition room. It's a rage room. So Katie, we all put on the outfits because I'm shooting the live in there. You can go on this page earlier, and you can see it. And then I created a little video too. You can go look at too. So I go in there, and then all of a sudden Katie looks at me and she goes, "Do you want to do it?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So I pick up a crowbar and I'm smashing the hell out of this Wi-Fi unit. And oh my gosh, it felt so good. I'm beating the hell out of this thing. And I'm just like, here goes my day. Then I come into work, and then I get to go meet and have lunch with a friend of mine, Ron Sturia, and I love him to death. And we had a really good meeting and planned some things we're going to do in the future for business-wise. And then I got a call from another friend who I think we're going to do business with. So everything started to looking up. And it wasn't because I had a better attitude. It wasn't. I think there's a lot of people that say, well, you know, if you just get yourself out of it, if you think that, you've never struggled with depression. If you think it's just something you get over, just keep your mouth shut, because you don't know what you're talking about. It's real, and it's a condition. It's a thing. It's not a mental illness in my book. It's just how we are. And so that's what we do. So anyway, but my key and my answer is, my thought is, for me, what gets me out of it is people. Relationships, people, not hiding, exercise, continuing to do the things that I do. So it's off and on for me, Rick. Meditation helps. Yeah, you know, some people pray, some people meditate. We all have our thing. But if you don't struggle with it, don't tell us that it doesn't exist, because you're just wrong. So anyway, I just got off the phone today. So then part of the other people in my life that did this for me, because Sam is like becoming really important to me. This guy, you guys, we're going to get to meet him tomorrow, finally. He and his mom, and we're going to meet at 1:15 down in front of the Broadway Metro Theater in downtown Eugene. If you guys are in town and you want to come down, he would love it. I've got all these well, I didn't do it. They're just coming. These comic characters like Wonder Woman. These are people dressed in the real costume. Spider-Man, all of them are coming to meet him. We got people from Portland coming to meet him. And then this is the best part, so listen up, okay? So then I get this call from this guy who I just love. His name's Jim Evangelista. Jim is an artist. He painted many murals in town. But a few years ago, he started what's called the Reality Kitchen. The Reality Kitchen is a business that makes the best buns and pretzels and bread and cookies and all this kind of stuff. And they sell it to businesses all over town. A lot of the stores, like Northwest Burger down here, they use their buns. A lot of places use their hamburger buns. They're just great stuff. A good percentage of the people that work in that bakery are people that the world would label as disabled. I would call them people with different abilities, but they are people with disabilities. And they're regular employees. They're not coddled. They're professional. They're amazing. They're kind. They're very dedicated, probably more so than a lot of people. So anyway, Jim calls me and goes, "Rick, I'm going to bring pretzels and cookies down for the crowd." It's like that. And I said, "Jim, you know what? It does not surprise me that you are calling me right now, because you and I have that same heart. We got that same thing." And so he's going to come down because it's a really good time to talk about the value of human beings. It's not whether you walk or talk or do other things like other people do. It doesn't matter what your skin color is, your sexual orientation. What matters is your soul. And we need to become a culture that is seeking souls rather than what people look like or if they, how they are. That's really where we're headed with this whole thing. And I think that's why I'm pretty dang excited about this, is because people like you, I mean, there's some assholes out there too who are saying, meh, 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 and you know what? I don't pay attention to them because I don't have time. I have an asshole. I don't need others in my life. I don't need other assholes in my life. And so I'm not going to pay attention to them. I'm not going to give them the time of day. I'm not going to get in an argument with them. They're uneducated. They don't understand. They don't want to understand. I want to hang out with people like you guys who have come to the rescue of this guy. And not really the rescue, but he's really rescuing us. Sam's like a superhero. He's showing us what it feels like to feel again, to have a heart, to care about people. He's showing us that all this negative crap on Facebook and Instagram is just, it's not where we're at. It's not what we want. And so then Sam comes along and something doesn't happen to him. And we all come to his, what is, not his rescue. We stand up for him, which I think that is the biggest deal, that we are literally standing up for this guy that we don't even know, but somebody wronged him. And now, that's happening. I've also heard through the grapevine, Sam is so awesome. I met him on the LTD bus several times. Oh, Craig, you're ahead of me. I get to meet him tomorrow finally. My wife's going to join us down there. I mean, it's a big deal. And I hope as many of you can come down there, because Brenda, his mom, says he's pretty excited. And I think it's going to be fun. I mean, I think this is the event. This is like going to be an event when humanity comes into the streets of downtown Eugene and says enough is enough. We're going to treat people with different abilities with respect, and we're going to tolerate things that make us uncomfortable. That's what's shameful. I understand. Before I met my wife, I had no experience with people with different abilities, and my wife has a brother named Chip, and he has basically some of the same things that he wasn't in an accident. He had CP, but he doesn't speak. I don't know that they ever issued an apology. I think they might have sort of. I'm not dealing with that, and I'm just dealing with the family and stuff. I think some positive things are happening with Cinemark. They're not calling us and talking about it, but I've heard through the grapevine from other organizations with people with disabilities that they are asking questions. So maybe they'll get educated and learn something. It's really not, for me, it's not about Cinemark. It's about our culture. We still want people to be perfect. And the stupid thing is, not one of us is. And yet we have this expectation of what people should do and look like and stuff. And Sam is a great example for all of us of what can be done. Years ago, I met a gentleman in town named Jimmy Reynolds. Many of you may know Jimmy. Lived out in Veneta area. He's still alive, still around. He had elephantiasis, and so his face is pretty deformed. And a lot of people have trouble looking at him because he is very deformed. I'm just being honest. I'm not being judgmental. I interviewed him. It changed my whole world. I mean, this guy, he changed the way I look at God and life and everything. So we were interviewing him, and at one point I said to him, what do you see when you look in the mirror? And Jimmy said, my grandmother told me that I was created in the image of God, so God must look like me. And that changed everything. I started to cry, and I started to think. Nobody's ever seen God, right? So what if God's ugly? And I'm not being mean to Jimmy. I'm just saying, what if God is deformed? What if he doesn't think? What if he doesn't see beauty the way we think beauty is supposed to be? So then, then what do you do? I mean, Sam's not a mistake. My brother-in-law is not a mistake. People with depression aren't mistakes. People who have eating disorders are not mistakes. People who are heavy and just can't lose that weight, they're not mistakes. You know, there's reasons all of us are the way we are. But is that for us to judge? I don't think so. So, Teresa, exactly. It's the inner person we should look at. And, you know, and there's such a beauty in that. I mean, really, you know? And wouldn't it be nice if we could just do that? And see, and I think that's what Sam shows us, that we can. We can. And we can stick up for people. And we can do that. People are never mistakes. The only mistake is a judgment against others before you know their struggles. Right. That's the true thing. And the more we're so afraid to have a relationship with people. And you know what, you can't, I personally, I feel fortunate that I do understand as much as I do because of my brother-in-law. Chip was in my wedding. He's in a wheelchair. He was in a tuxedo. He was part of our wedding party. He's, good God, he's my wife's brother. Of course he's part of my wedding party. He's a huge part of our life. He lives in a group home here in Eugene with us. Not with us, but down here in Eugene in a group home. That's his own home. We go over there, and Kathy, my wife, is a saint. I mean, she's, if you want to know the order of importance in our life, it's Chip, my sons, and then me. I'm the fourth on the list. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm okay with that. That's how it is. I'd be honored to meet him. Danny, I'm excited to meet him. And we're going to interview him, and he doesn't speak, and Mom's going to help us, and we're going to see how it is. Sick how people view the voiceless. You know, and I think that for me is, what's super important is that people have a voice, and that they're allowed to use it. And Sam has a voice. See, and that's what we get to do. We get to be a conduit for Sam's voice. So what Sam can't do for himself, we can do for him, and we have done by standing up for him. And that's really important. We're not. I mean, Sam doesn't need us. He really doesn't. You know, he doesn't need us. We're not doing him a favor. You know, if you start thinking like that, then you just get full of shit. You know, I mean, really, we're not doing him a favor. He's doing us a favor. Yeah, by making you feel like a human being again. He's really, honestly, Sam's my voice. He's your voice. To that inner part of your soul that wants to feel and wants to see things, and wants to be able to feel like we feel right now. He really is that he's not the one with the disability, it's us, you know. And here's a guy, it's kind of funny, here's a guy who can't speak the way we speak, but yet he's communicating a message that none of us can communicate. Now, does that just blow the shit out of your mind? Everything is an irony. I'd be there. You know what, Kaylee? That's fine. I totally get it. And we don't all have to be there. I just encourage people to come if they can. And if you're not, you should have this live on your feed where you are, so you can be seeing it and watching it. It's going to be on my conversations page because that's the main page. It's not my regular extension. I'm going to try to get it edited on all of them really fast like this so people can see it and stuff. But yeah, so I should probably get moving. I love talking to you about this though, because I think it's really important. And so tell people do a little post. If you guys go to, it's called Rick Dancer Conversations on Facebook. And if you do a little post and just put the link to people on their page or put it on your page, and then people can know tomorrow about between 1:15 and 1:30 that that's where we're going to be. And they can come on and meet him and get the support and stuff that he's having. And I got to throw a thank you out to Dave Kammerer with Summit Funding in Eugene, because he's my sponsor for the show. This is how I earn a living. And he's going to sponsor the show. I called him up and he says, "You bet I'll do it." When are you going to go live? Probably in between, Teresa, in between 1:15 and 1:30, somewhere in there. Yeah, share it to your group. That'd be great, Ashley. And that way people can kind of experience it for themselves and stuff. And then you guys, here's the other thing. Because the Reality Kitchen is going to be doing this, talk them up. Go do business. When you go to a restaurant, find out where they get their buns. If they work with people, if you're supportive of people with disabilities and the bakery, then we got to honor that. And here's Jim doing this, going to bring all these cookies down there. And so think about that. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff matters. The theater. Find a movie at the Broadway Metro. I go there all the time. It's a great theater because Ed and his other owners are donating this time, and they are the one that suggested it. I didn't call him. Some of the news reports are like, well, you know how news is. But some of them are saying that I set it up. Well, I kind of set it up. He called me to get connected to the family, and I just kind of worked that out. But it's them that did it. I didn't go asking. I didn't go saying, "Hey, Ed, why don't you give your theater to somebody?" They came up with the idea. I just did what I do best, and that's I'm a conduit. A lot of things I don't do well. The one thing I do well is communicate, and I'm a conduit, and I love to connect people so that they feel like that. What's the bakery name again, Rick? The name of the bakery is, you ready for this? The Reality Kitchen. Because the reality is our friends in the different able-bodied community are part of our culture. So the reality is they can do anything we can do. It just sometimes takes a little longer to learn it. Yeah, I wasn't aware of their work. Oh gosh, they're over on River Road, next to, in the same building with the Country Time Pizza, is that right? And then there's a happy hour place right there, and then they're on the far end. After I saw that, I informed my partner Broadway Metro just earned our family's business. Yeah, they have great films too. It's not, rarely do they, well, they have some of these films because this film is playing there. A lot of times they're more art films and stuff like that, which I really love. Sam came to my mind today when my son, who has autism, wasn't a part of the class picture today in school. What? I finally spoke up, and maybe it won't be a difference, but yet now his teacher knows I am not going to be quiet when he's not involved. Sam gave me the courage to be outspoken, to say it's not right. I've known Sam since he was 5, and I'm thankful for Brenda. Oh God, are you going to be there tomorrow? Amber, are you going to be, would you show up tomorrow? I would love to talk with you about that. I hate that kind of stuff. I love everyone being their piece of the puzzle. Isn't that great? It is. It's like a big tapestry. Broadway and Bijou are Eugene's gems. And Danny, they both are. I love both theaters. But they are separate now. And so Broadway is the one offering the space. I just want to make sure that's clear because they are separate. I live by there and had no idea. I'll check it out. No, I have to work. That's okay. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Hey, so do this. Would you do this? Are you okay with this? Can you come on camera? This would be super fun, Amber. Just say yes and make sure your camera's working. If you will, I won't hurt you. I promise. Come on. Come on. Do it, okay? Hold on. She's deciding. I promise I won't be mean. Come on, Amber. Sometimes it doesn't work. Come on, Amber, do it. Come on, everybody watch you on here. to do it. Come on, girl. Come on. Oh, it says no answer. Video guest Amber, come on. I'm going to do this one more time and just see if I can get you. And if you have a reason that you can't, I mean, sometimes we catch people off guard. Oh, God. Is that you?
Hello. Yes.
Amber! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, first of all, is this a son?
Yes, he's my son.
What's his name?
Abel.
Abel?
Yes.
That's a great name. Because
Thank you.
He's able to do anything he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, he's autistic?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's at the higher functioning, but not where he can do it all by himself.
Okay, so he's what we used to call, I still call it on the Asperger's end of the spectrum.
A little bit below that, probably.
Okay. So when he goes to school, and people, if you please don't get offended by that. We're just trying to get an idea.
Yeah.
So I get so tired sometimes of people going, you can't do that. It's usually people in the industry, not people like that have it.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah.
You know, so Abel's how old?
He's 6.
Oh.
Yes.
And
it was the end of the year. I guess a parent came in and brought caps, little cardboard caps and certificates, because the school doesn't celebrate kindergarten like advancing.
Right.
And it was at the end of the day. I'm getting 2 different stories. One, his special ed teacher says that he didn't want to do it, but then his mainstream teacher said that it was at the last minute.
And so he didn't get it.
No. And I became upset because
he's your kid.
He's supposed to be, yeah, and he's supposed to be a part of everything.
Right.
So it was just like, really?
This just happened?
Yeah, today.
Oh my. So you went up and said something.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And I get two different stories of what happened.
That doesn't even matter, because what matters is that you, his mother, what you're seeing happen with Sam and Brenda, you're going, we're not doing this anymore. We're not.
Yeah, exactly.
We are not able to do that to Abel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. So I can stand up.
So what's the best thing that you love the most about Abel?
Everything, really, but the fact that even though he has autism, he has empathy, and he knows that if something's wrong with me, he comes up, "Are you okay, mommy? It's okay. Why are you crying?" I mean, he's still there. He still cares. He's come so far from where he was, of meltdowns every day, to where it's maybe few and far between. So he amazes me.
And people,
I still have my days.
Is it hard? Is one of the hard things about being his mom is that other people don't see what you see? Yeah.
It's going to a store and him having a meltdown or a temper tantrum, and somebody's there rolling their eyes at me.
Right.
Because, I should be beating my child instead of consoling him and letting him know it's okay, we're almost done.
Right. Because they don't understand that OCD factor, where it's like, it's black and white and I want this, and you can't rationalize out of it.
No,
it's not the same as somebody who's neuronormal. There's things you can do with someone who is on the spectrum. It's a different way of communicating, and language and body language and even feelings, like clothing, the different clothing feelings.
They don't know how to express that they're upset, so they might use a curse word that shouldn't come out of a 6-year-old's mouth.
Oh shit, you're kidding me.
No. And then, you have teachers saying, why does he know these? And, well, he rides a bus with a kid that cusses.
Right,
So it's not like I'm sitting here teaching my son how to cuss.
right. Well, he can just
Yeah.
watch my show and I'll tell him. Kidding. I have a mom who her kid watches this all the time. And one day I said shit or something, and I said, I'm sorry. She goes, oh,
Yeah.
he hears it at home.
Yeah. I
There's a
mean, you
lot
hear
worse.
things.
I think if we're going to rate cussing versus judging versus
Yeah.
putting people down versus bullying, I think I'll go for shit anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
The only reason curse words really are bad is because we've made them that way.
Exactly. Hey, Ember, thank
Yes.
you so much for punching the button and saying yes, because you're just blessing all of us by talking. Go give Abel a big hug and tell him that he's got a mom, and walk away and go, you know what? I'm one tough girl. You're
Thank you.
very welcome. Thank you for sticking up for your kid. I love that. See you later, hon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, how was that?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm sorry I lost all you guys. Abel sounds like an awesome kid, doesn't he? Wow. Is that the best? Now you know why we call this Get Real with Rick Dancer. Oh man. So yeah. That's a cool feature. Yeah. Isn't that a cool feature? You get, because now that's reality, right? In your kitchen. Oh, yeah, they do. People, Hilda, I'm not correcting you, but people with different abilities are. I mean, when I had cancer, um, everybody in town knew because I went public with it and everything like that. And people would come up to me and want to ask me if I'm going to die, but they didn't. You don't do that in polite society. And I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to talk about it. Everybody just kind of look at you. They'd stare at my crotch, like you're going to see my cancer. It's like, if you can see my cancer in my crotch, we're in big trouble. And I went to a thing for Look Me in the Eye, and it was all these people with different abilities and stuff. And as soon as I walked up, they all started crying and hugging me and going, Rick, are you going to die? And it gave me the ability to cry and talk about it and say, no, I'm not going to die. I'm going to be fine. But those are the only people that would ask me the difficult questions because they cared. I mean, not that other people didn't care, but they don't have the filters. And I think filters are really overrated. Right, Teresa? Teresa Miltenberger, she doesn't have any filters. And that's one of the things or qualities that I love the most about her. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was pretty cool. I don't think you can top that. So, yeah. So how I started the show was I was having a bad day. And I was kind of struggling with a little bit of depression. Actually, I was struggling with quite a bit of depression. I always try to water it down so people don't think it's bad. And Pearl.
Well, hi, I'm Rick Dancer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm pulling up YouTube stuff, and this thing is coming up, but I got this song I like. Hold on. Okay, I got some. Hold on. You guys like Sade? Great way to end this. It's called Pearl. So anyway, I hope you guys come down tomorrow. If you don't, I hope you watch live. Post it, let people know. It's a great song.
This is how she's dying.
So anyway,
Dying to survive.
I'll leave you on that note. Have a good day. Have a nice evening. And we're going to have a great Friday with Sam.